What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Miami, Season 6, Episode 11. So we start this episode off. We have Marisol talking with Steve out at the pool house. I love how Marisol films in the pool house just like Kyle films in her guest house. Child, y'all ain't gonna see their main house and no ma'am. But we meet Marisol's two stepsons. She said, listen, you know, at one point in time, when I thought I wanted some kids, I was 49 years old, and my doctor told me, ma'am, there is nothing there. There is dust, okay? The likelihood of you having a child is slim to none. And so Marisol said, well, you know, it is what it is, but I've been blessed with two. She never used the term stepsons, but Steve has two sons. They look like they're teenagers. And she says, you know, I'm not trying to be their mama, you know. I have taken on the role as big sister, and it works for us, okay? Listen, you like it, I love it. Make the world go round. Marisol is having a gifting suite, okay? Because that's basically what it was. It's like when the celebrities go to these events, the Emmys, the Grammys, whatever. They have these gifting suites where you basically, it's a shopping spree, okay? You get a gift basket, but then you could also go into these gifting suites and pick up really nice, expensive shit, okay? So Marisol is having that at her house, but she's not inviting Nicole because she is still stuck on Nicole setting her up with Anna. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. As we get to this episode, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but yeah, we'll get there. Child, we'll get there. I guess we'll get there. Now, while this is going on, we have probably, no, I'm sorry. Then Marisol brought in a medium to sage her home to get rid of. There was a spirit in the pool house that made her feel icky, and so we saw that whole situation. Whatever. Okay. Then we had this for me, it was a very uncomfortable scene with Larsa, Marcus, and her daughter. Now, her daughter lives in LA because she wanted to go to high school in LA, but she's there visiting Larsa. I don't know. I'm assuming this was like around her spring break because they were talking about what they were going to do for the summer. So I'm thinking, you know, and Larsa was saying how she wanted Sophia to be good with money because, you know, basically they grew up with money and she doesn't, you know, her daughter spends a lot. Her allowance is $2,500 a month and she be spending that. Girl, what you buying? But again, I understand that when you live in a certain lifestyle, like $2,500 a month for me to just blow off sounds like, oh my goodness, what is a teenager doing with $2,500 a month? But if you go to a school with other kids who are getting those type of allowances, then y'all do shit that would spend up $2,500. You're going to expensive restaurants. You're going to Starbucks every day. You know, you're going shopping and buying purses and shoes and bags and all that other stuff. So don't get me wrong. Is it ridiculous that a high school student is spending $2,500 a month? Absolutely. Do I understand how a rich kid can spend $2,500 a month? Yes. But the scene was made me uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch because I'm looking at Sophia and I'm looking at Marcus and I'm looking at Larsa, and there's just so many different things in there that's just icky to me. I am not in any way insinuating that Marcus is that anything appropriate. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just weird. Like, now Sophia didn't seem to have a problem with Marcus, and it seems like they get along well and all those good things, but it was just weird. And Marcus was like, well, I'm not trying to be stepdaddy. I'm glad. He said, you know, I'm just here to sort of be a helpmate to Larsa. Okay, cool. That's great. We saw Lisa taking her son to the bank to open up a bank account. I thought that was really great. Lisa always has to find a way to make the shit about her, though. Instead of this being about her son opening up his first bank account and us having that moment and that experience, somehow we got off on how she had to work and how she grew up. I didn't grow up like you. I grew up middle class. And I had to get a job when I was 13. Girl, what were you doing at 13? Now, she said her first job was Dairy Queen, but then she went on to say that she did do babysitting and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that your first job was babysitting, because what Dairy Queen was hiring you at 13? Anyway, but it was a cute scene. The little baby dressed up in his suit, honey. He had his little safe. He wouldn't let nobody see his code when he put his code in his safe. I thought it was really cute. And it's never too early to learn about money and financial responsibility, especially when you do grow up thinking that this is how everybody lives. Like, he doesn't know any different because that's all he's ever known, and his life is getting ready to change. Regardless of what settlement Lisa gets, it's still going to be an adjustment, because they're going to have to move out that house. Well, I think they've already moved out of that house, so it's definitely going to be an adjustment. Okay, so we saw that. Then we have Nicole and Julia went to go visit Gertie. Gertie is recovering, and they went to go visit Gertie. You know, she's telling them about what's going on, that they have to check the pathology and see if they got everything the first time. If not, they're going to have to go in a second time. And if they have to go in a second time, you know, of course, that's just more evasive. And then they still have to figure out whether they're going to have to do radiation or chemo. So this is really just the first step in a long process. But, you know, again, we know where we are in real time. So positive vibes, positive vibes. The whole thing with the mommy brunch came up again. And Julia is like, listen, I don't know why the ladies are blaming you. I know that it was Adriana. And she was like, you know, I really wish that the ladies, you know, Alexia and Marisol would not blame you like you did it. Like you were the one that brought Anna there, because I know it was Adriana. So while they're there, they get the invitation to Marisol's gifting suite, and of course everybody gets invited except for Nicole. And Nicole was like, "Look, I ain't tripping. Like, at the end of the day, I don't want friends who always assume worst intentions. Like, they always assume the worst about me. They always assume that I have bad intentions or that I'm up to something. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even want friends like that. Like, they say they want to be my friend, but the first chance they get to think that I'm doing something wrong, they take it and they run." And she was like, "I just don't want it." And so Julia was like, "Well, listen, I know that they're blaming you for something that you did not do, and I am going to defend you at the brunch. I'm going to let them know that Adriana is the one that invited Anna." Now, here's my thing. They made it seem like this was going to clear Nicole, and this is going to, you know, but at the end of the day, Adriana asked if she could bring Nicole, and you said yes. So it doesn't, if I'm Alexia and Marisol, it doesn't change what I think. I think that you knew who Anna was, and when Adriana called you to say, "Can I bring Anna?" your answer should have been no. Because Anna is on that stuff, and Anna done, I don't mean drugs, I mean like on that bullshit, you know, and that Anna has said some really nasty things about me, and no, I don't want her there. I'm uncomfortable with her being there. So I don't feel like that changes, at least from where I sit. If it's something different, y'all tell me. But it honestly doesn't change my opinion. I don't see how this undoes what I already thought. And I still feel like, Nicole, you knew. I'm not saying that you knew it was going to be this deep or this serious, but I do think you knew that there was some animosity and there was some bad feelings and a history between Marisol, Alexia, and Anna. Now, do you know to the full depth of it? Probably, maybe not. But I don't think that you were naive to knowing that there was bad blood, because Andy basically told you at the reunion that there was something there. Like, you should have known. And that's just how I feel. And again, y'all know I like Nicole. Nicole's probably my favorite on this show. But, I mean, I got to call a thing a thing. And well, maybe Nicole and Gertie. But I just got to call a thing a thing. I mean, to me, from where I sit, I feel like you still knew. Again, to the full extent, maybe not. So then we see Alexia is out here looking for apartments. Now, listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I don't really be rocking with Adriana like that, because I think Adriana is always stirring pots and on some bullshit, okay? But the flip side is this. Adriana ain't wrong about this. You mean to tell me that Todd has Alexia out looking for apartments and he ain't even there? He's out of town. Like, and it's not even like he's not there because of business. He's not there because he's out of town with his daughter's having their daughter-father annual trip. I'm sorry, what? Wait, what? You mean to tell me that this man has you out here, y'all have less than 30 days to not only get out of your current location that you've been living in for the last 5-6 years, but move into a new space, and he's off vacationing? And again, I get it. If this is something that you and your daughters have planned, and I get it that they don't want to be disappointed, but I also think they don't want to be homeless. And I also feel like if you had said to them, listen, I got to move this trip a couple of weeks. I apologize. I'm so, so sorry. But we're in a really bad situation where we have to be out in the next 30 days and we got to figure out where we're going to live. I don't even understand. Like, none of this makes sense to me. And when shit don't make sense to me, then it ain't true. I refuse to believe, like, I don't know Todd. I don't know Todd from a hole in the wall. But I refuse to believe that Todd is cool with you just figuring out where y'all gonna live while he is off on a girl's trip with his daughters. Something ain't right in the buttermilk. I don't know what it is. And maybe is this how rich people do? And then I heard Alexia say, well, I mean, she looked at one apartment and she was like, well, I mean, maybe we can make this work for a year. So y'all are only looking for somewhere temporary for a year until y'all find y'all next move, which makes sense since it is so hasty. But again, I mean, you don't even want to know you don't even want to know what it looked like. You don't care at all. Like, literally, you could come back and she done signed a lease and you're good. That don't even make no sense to me, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. When it don't make sense, it ain't true. And this shit don't make no sense to me, which means that in my mind, it ain't true. Now, with that being said, we get over to Marisol's spot. It looks really nice. She's got some really nice vendors there. People with purses and dresses and jewelry. She has a gift bag that already has stuff in it. And then basically there's a shopping bag for them to go and shop for more stuff. I thought it was absolutely, like, listen, again, y'all know Marisol don't always be on my good side. But baby, I ain't mad at this party, okay? And we know that Marisol used to do this kind of stuff, you know, in her career. And so she said, you know, this took me right back to, you know, when I used to do this for a living. And I mean, you know, I went right back to what I knew. But it was really nice, you know, and of course she had the cockies and all that good stuff. It was really cool. I really liked Alexia's little outfit she wore. It looked like it was Burberry. It might not have been Burberry, but it was Burberry-esque. It was really cute. But the backyard, I mean, the pool area was really beautiful. It was. Alexia got there first. Marisol let her know that, you know, then Kiki showed up. And after Kiki, it was Julia. And Julia, she was acting really, and again, this to me is just this weird acting. Like, she was acting so weird. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, I've got to clear Nicole's name, but I'm just so nervous. And she was acting like she couldn't even speak to the people. Kiki was like, girl, it's us. You can't say hi? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Girl, Julia, it's not that serious. It's not that deep and it's not that serious. You pull them aside. You pull Marisol and Alexia aside and say, listen, I know you mad at Nicole and I know you feel some kind of way, but I just got to let you know that Adriana is the one that invited Anna. Nicole said she could bring her, but this was all on Adriana. Now, Gertie shows up, and of course, she's walking, you know, gingerly, but she's only a few days post-op. But of course, she's there, and everybody's happy to see her and all this good stuff. Lisa shows up on one. Okay, Lisa shows up, and she got an attitude. Because she's still mad at Alexia from Palm Beach. Girl, you yelled at everybody at the brunch. You still mad? Girl, you still mad about these people saying that you need to curb your spending and you need to stop letting Lenny get you all riled up. Like, you still mad? Adriana shows up, and so now they're all sitting down, and they're talking about Nicole. So Julia was like, look, I got something to tell y'all. And Adriana is like, girl, don't you do it. Girl, don't you do it. Girl, no. Girl, no. And Julia's like, listen, Adriana got something to tell y'all. So Adriana says, listen, I was the one that invited Anna with Nicole's permission, which is the truth. For once, that's the truth. She did still have Nicole's permission to bring Anna. It's not like Nicole didn't know. The woman had a placemat. Her name was written on a menu at a place setting. You knew she was coming. So again, I don't think this gets Nicole off the hook for why Alexia and Marisol are mad. Y'all tell me in the comments if I'm tripping, but I don't see that this don't get her off the hook. So then Marisol and Alexia still mad at Nicole. And Adriana was like, well, I told the truth and they still mad at Nicole. Well, I'm off the hook. And she's right. Because the one thing, Marisol said, listen, I'm tired of being mad at Adriana. Adriana's an asshole. We all know that. But Nicole still has some culpability in this. And for once, I don't disagree with Marisol. I don't. She's absolutely correct. And I mean, she ain't correct about Adriana just being an asshole because Adriana is, but I don't think that lets her off the hook. But I understand your energy not being focused on Adriana at this point because, child, that's what you expect. So then Adriana went on to explain. Well, no, I think that's next week. Let me not get ahead of the previews. So Lisa gets to arguing with Alexia again about this whole car situation and all of that. And Alexia was like, so you mad at me because I'm trying to help you out, because I'm trying to give you some good advice about your situation with your ex-husband? Like, that's what you mad about? Girl, bye. And I feel the same way. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. So then Gertie gets mad because Gertie is like, I cannot believe that y'all are sitting here really arguing over this irrelevant shit. She said, look, I lied to y'all, okay? I'm getting ready to go. But on my way here, I got a call from the doctor, and I do have to have another surgery. I lied. And I just can't believe that y'all are sitting here arguing over this stuff that really is just irrelevant. I don't have the energy for it, and good day. Baby, Lisa was like, bye. Lisa said, girl, you can leave because I ain't done arguing. I ain't done yelling, and I ain't done arguing. So if you feel like you got to go, go. Do what you got to do because I'm not done. And that's how the episode ended, child. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.